So you're serious about poker. You've done the work, right? You've studied the hands, you've memorized the odds, you've perfected that stone-cold bluff. But what if I told you the single most important decision you make happens before you're even dealt a single card? Today, we're diving into the most overlooked skill in all of poker, choosing the right battleground.
Does this sound familiar? You're putting in the hours, you're studying the pros, you're playing all the time, but you've just hit a wall. Your progress has completely stalled out, and it's so frustrating. You feel like you're doing everything right, but the results, they just aren't there.
Well, here's the thing. The problem might not be how you play your cards, but where you're playing them. See, the biggest factor holding most developing players back is that they're sitting down at the wrong tables, and they're completely sabotaging their own learning curve without even realizing it.
So, how do we fix this? In this explainer, we're going to give you a practical toolkit. We'll start with a simple checklist for picking the right table. Then, we'll get into how to turn every session into a masterclass, expose the common traps that are holding you back, and finally, we'll reveal a pro's secret weapon for tracking your growth. Ready? Let's get into it. Okay, first things first, your new pre-game ritual. Before you even think about putting your chips on the felt, you need to run through a quick mental checklist. It's all built on 4 simple, but believe me, incredibly powerful questions. Let's break these down. First up, who are you playing against? I mean, a table of beginners is a learning ground, right? But a table of sharks? That's a slaughterhouse. Second, what's the game format? You want to stick to one format and really master it before you start experimenting. Third, how many opponents are you going to have? A full table plays completely differently from a short-handed game. And finally, what's the vibe? Is the table relaxed and focused, or is it just a chaotic mess? Your focus is your greatest asset. You can't let a bad atmosphere drain it. So here's the crucial point. Your goal isn't to find the easiest table where you can just win a few bucks. And it's definitely not to test your mettle against the pros. For real sustainable growth, you've got to find that sweet spot. A table that's just challenging enough to push you, but not so overwhelming that you get discouraged and can't actually learn anything. Now, table size has a huge impact on the game. For beginners, a full ring table with 9 or 10 players is the ideal training ground. The pace is slower, and that gives you more precious time to think, to observe your opponents, and just to absorb the flow of the game. Short-handed tables, on the other hand, well, they're a different beast entirely. They're fast, intense, and they demand aggressive decisions. They're fantastic for experienced players, but they can be absolutely overwhelming if you're still learning the ropes. Choosing the right table is just step 1. Once you're there, you need to shift your mindset from just playing to actively learning. This is the real secret to turning every single session, win or lose, into a valuable lesson. And here's your 5-step plan to do exactly that. Step 1, be a detective. Watch the table for at least 10 minutes before you sit down. Who's the aggressor? Who plays too many hands? Then, when you do play, your main goal is learning, not winning. Start with just one table. Don't split your focus. After the game, take some time to review your key decisions. And finally, find a mentor or even a peer and talk through some hands. It's a massive learning accelerator. Now, knowing what to do is only half the battle. You also have to know what not to do. There are 4 really common traps that countless players fall into, and they will absolutely kill your progress if you're not careful. Let's look at the mindset shifts that'll protect your progress. First, you gotta reframe your goal. You're not there to prove you can beat the best. You're there to learn. So avoid the sharks. Second, embrace gradual progress. Don't rush to the high-stakes tables. Build your skills and your confidence step by step. Third, protect your focus. The atmosphere of the table is just as important as the cards. And most importantly, you have to redefine what winning actually means. It's not about the money you walk away with. It's about the quality of your decisions. Good results will always follow good decisions.
Okay, so you're choosing the right tables, you're sidestepping the common traps, you're ready to take your learning to the next level. Let's talk about the one tool that truly separates the serious, dedicated learners from the casual players.
And that tool is a poker journal. Now, why is it so powerful? Because journaling makes your progress tangible. It's no longer just some vague feeling in your gut. You can physically see on the page how your thought processes and your confidence are evolving from week to week.
And look, this isn't homework, it's your personal game tape. For each session, just note the details of the table. Write down key hands and, this is the important part, why you made the decisions you did. Be brutally honest about your mistakes. Make notes on other players, who was aggressive, who was tight. And finally, create a concrete plan for what you want to improve on next time. This turns every session into hard data for your own growth.
All right, let's bring this all home. We've covered why table selection is so critical, what to look for, how to learn actively, and the best tool to track your journey. Now it's about putting it all into practice.
If you take just one thing away from all this, let it be this. Poker is not just a card game. It's a game of information, of observation, and of environment. The truly smart players understand that their edge comes not just from the 2 cards in their hand, but from every single factor at that table. So, I'll leave you with this to think about. The next time you sit down to play, whether it's online or live, what are you going to look for before you even see your first hand? The answer to that question, well,
Start a live chat now to join one of our clubs or ask us any questions. Message at bluffingmonkeys24_7 on Telegram or visit bluffingmonkeys.com and start a live chat.